This game contains scenes of violence and gore. What a great screen to start off with. Hey everybody, thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to Monsutā Hantā Pōtaburu. This is a strange one to be playing in 2021, isn't it? I actually chose this game because it's the first Monsutā Hantā I've ever played. I've done a little Twitter poll and asked, hey, would you be interested in just watching a short series on me playing and reminiscing about the first Monsutā Hantā I've ever played in honor of Monsutā Hantā Rise releasing this month. And a surprising amount of people actually say yeah. So I was like, okay, you know what? This will not be like a completionist playthrough or anything, but just give it a shot. I got a little quest list here on the side and stuff like that. I've already done some weapons research, looked at the weapon trees and stuff like that. It was great getting back into this game. Just from a wiki standpoint. It's funny because when you look up Monsutā Hantā Freedom and you look up any information, you will almost exclusively be redirected to Monsutā Hantā Freedom Unite, which isn't even this game's sequel, it's this game's sequel. Yeah, I think this is when Monsutā Hantā West really started to pop off. So I'm actually quite lucky that I'm part of the first generation of Monsutā Hantā in a sense. This is not the first Monsutā Hantā game, but it is the first Monsutā Hantā game on PlayStation Portable actually. So in Japan they just straight up call this one Monsutā Hantā Pōtaburu. I don't know why they felt the need to change that in the Western releases. I don't really know what's so free, why is it called Monsutā Hantā Freedom? I guess because you can carry it around, but it's still kind of a strange subtitle for the game to have. I already went ahead and created a character, by the way. There isn't actually Monsutā Hantā is interesting because, you know, I like to play story focused games, right? But this game really doesn't have that much of a story. It's just oh, our village is threatened, you know, please slay this monster and then get better. So this is like a hack and slash. If you're not familiar with Monsutā Hantā, I mean, thank you very much for coming here. I don't know why why you would, but I appreciate having you here. So this is my character I created already. Yeah, so this is a hack and slash, and there's no level progression or anything. It's very skill based, and you actually get abilities and stats from the armor you're wearing. So it's basically, the gameplay loop is slay a monster, make armor from the materials you get, and then start slaying stronger monsters and just become the strongest hunter you can possibly imagine. So this was on the PSP, as I already mentioned. I just went ahead and named my character Rawl here. I think that is more, this is my first name, right? But that's more appropriate for the world of Monsutā Hantā. I don't want to call myself Doc. Oh yeah, you know what's funny? I'm playing this on PPSSPP, the emulator. I also have a PSP and a Monsutā Hantā UMD and stuff like that. Just ripped it straight from my UMD. This is the American version actually. Because I know the American version has an interesting glitch. But what's funny is this game has a speed up button. So if I press this, I know it's I pressed it on accident during the test recording. Okay, so I can also run actually. Oh, no, that's not the run button. That's the run button. It's directly above the speed up button, so mistakes are bound to happen, you know. This is the Elder here. He will issue quests. I clicked on when I created the character, they asked you, are you a beginner? And I think if you choose yes, they force you to do the tutorials. But if you choose no, they will not force you, if I remember correctly. The expression on your face, it seems we've piled too much information on you. It's funny because this is the first person I'm talking to in this game. It's the very first textbook I've seen. Got nothing more to say, show me what you can do. If you need it, I will lend you a hand. I'm the hunter they call the hero of Kokoto. The Kokoto is this little village. They just call it Kokoto village basically. To celebrate your setting off as a hunter, I'd like to give you a couple of presents. First, some money. It isn't much. Second, go back home and take a look in your item box. I've prepared some weapons for you to use. Please choose whichever weapon you'd like. By the way, there's an outpost of the Hunters Guild in this village now. The quests here are the same as those found at the Hunters Guild in town. There you can embark on quests with a large number of hunters. Go to the counter to initiate a quest with others. The counter is inside this house, so you should visit there for a better explanation. Okay, got a little bit of Zenny here. Zenny is the currency. Let's just see, those are the Smith brothers, at least I like to call them the Smith brothers. They're just like the blacksmiths and the equipment seller, basically. Welcome! When new weapons are upgrading old ones, leave it to us. Okay, so weapon craft. So how do I improve my weapon? So we got 5 weapons to start with here. We got the Hunter's Knife, which is a sword and shield. Let's see, let's press for details. You can see we got Sharpness and Attack. Sharpness is interesting because it decreases the more you use the weapon during a hunt. And it will bounce off when your weapon gets blunt, you know, and different parts of monsters have different hardness, and there's like really armored monsters and there's like really soft, squishy monsters and stuff like that. This is my weapon of choice, the Iron Sword. It's a great sword. I mean, the great sword is a great weapon. I mean, it's right in the name, right? It's big and heavy and chunky. I like it a lot. Especially in this one. And there's the Iron Hammer. There's something to be said for him. It's the only impact weapon in the entire game at this point. There's no hunting horn or anything. Yeah. I've never really used the hammer, but it's always fun watching people who are good. I'm just horrible using hammers. The lance, which is nice. The lance also has a shield. Can do a lot of poking. There's a little like charge attack. One of my friends mained the lance like way back in the day, 10 years ago. Or like 12 years ago or something like that. That makes me feel old. Like it's a decent weapon, I think. And then the light bowgun. I think there's light and heavy bowguns actually in this one already. My younger brother actually, who I played a great deal of Monsutā Hantā Pōtaburu with, used to main the bowgun, like both of them actually. It's great having a gun at your disposal that can like inflict status ailments, like you have an ammunition you can craft and stuff like that. It's very cool. Okay, how do I actually improve this? What do I require? Just 2 iron ore, okay. And I could spend my Zenny on some armor actually. So what do you have for weapons actually? Oh, you also have the Bone Blade. Bone Blade is stronger than my Iron Sword right now. Ah, and you see they even have like the heavy bowgun here. Alright. Armor wise. Hunter's Cap, Hunter's Helm. If you played a new Monster Hunter, I think in Monsutā Hantā World they did it like this. I didn't play that much Monsutā Hantā World, maybe like 10 or 15 hours, so I don't really remember that much about it. Sadly. I'm more of a portable gamer, that's why, like, give me that handheld goodness. Here, the gunners and the melee weapon users set, they're split. Most of the time. You see there's a Hunter's Helm and there's a Hunter's Cap. They cost the same, and they're also both part of the Hunter set, but if I scroll here, you can see a Hunter type blade gun. Oh, and I guess this one is a bad example. Maybe the Battle Helm is like this? Maybe everything it sells is is for both. Okay, no, here, you can see the Battle Mail is only, when it says Hunter type, it's only for Blade Masters, so Blade Masters basically melee users. If you use a hammer, you're still a Blade Master, funnily enough. And the Battle Vest is for gunners. There are no bows in this game, you know? There's no Insect Glaive, no bow. Are dual blades in this? I think dual blades are in this, actually. Yeah, so do I even want to buy anything? Maybe I'll just go with my current non-equipment and I think about equipment later. Okay, do you have a quest for me? Let's get into some hunts, maybe. As an experienced hunter, let me tell you, these are no normal quests. You have to be dedicated. What level of quest would you like? Ah, okay. So I thought so. I think normally I would do these. I would have to do these basic quests. You know, it's like your first monster hunt and stuff like that. Like for quest titles, you can see slay 3 Velociprey. Velociprey are basically those little like Velociraptors. You'll see them, they're absolutely everywhere. It's like deliver some horns, gather some eggs. But because I chose that I'm not a beginner, I can do an urgent quest already. The Formidable Velocidrome. This is like a boss. What I will do first though, I kind of want to do a small monster hunt here. Let's do this one where I just have to slay 3 Velociprey. Okay. let's get into it here, because I haven't played this in like a decade, you know. I have to familiarize myself with the controls. Do a little low stakes quest maybe. And I'm not gonna speedrun this, I can already tell you. So I have to slay 3 of these monsters. How do I turn the camera? Okay, it's mapped to my D-pad here. Oh, okay, that's gonna be a little strange. Can I? Okay, this is how to attack with the with the greatsword. How do I sheath it? There we go. Do I have any like supply items? It doesn't look like it. Oh, I do. Okay. I've got a map. Got a whetstone. This is what you need to sharpen your weapon when it gets a little blunt, a little dull. Then we got rations, 2 of them. First aid medicine. Why not take the gunner's thing and then let's also just take the binoculars. I've never seen somebody use the binoculars before, so it's like... And this is a little strange. I don't know how to map the camera to where I can adjust it properly. Something I will worry about after this video maybe. Okay, what I should do first... Sorry, I just went into the emulator menu there by accident. This is also gonna happen until I get acquainted with the control scheme here. So if you eat rations or eat like meat, you can increase your stamina. You need stamina for attacks and you need stamina for running like this. Oh, the running speed is quite alright actually. So these are herbivores here. They will not attack me on sight. You can gather some stuff. So I don't think, yeah, there's no like gathering prompt. It doesn't say, oh, press circle to gather here, and you can't keep it pressed. So you have to wait for the animation to finish, and you can't collect all the stuff at once. So I'm collecting some dung here. Dung is good for farming, obviously. So you kind of have to watch out for some landmarks, and also those don't disappear. So if there's nothing here, they will just tell you there's nothing here. Can I please search that nut? See, there's like some needleberries here. Those are for ammunition and some alchemy stuff. I don't know whether everything... Okay, yeah, there's only... Here I could only get it 2 times. Here I could get it 3 times. It's usually randomized how often you can get it. So if I want to show off how to attack, this is a drawing attack. Let's see. I really have to get into the rhythm of using the greatsword again, actually. Especially on an Xbox controller, you know, it's a little strange. So when you kill monsters, you can carve them. So they're giving us some raw meat here. Like most herbivores are like this. They only give you like bones and meat. They don't really have armor associated with them, at least not as far as I know. Let's just try and get some good attacks in here. Isn't there also like a backswing? Oh yeah, there it is. It was surprisingly easy to use the greatsword. So also, maybe you were familiar with the greatsword actually, and you will ask me, why you're not doing like a charging attack? There is no charging attack in Monsutā Hantā Freedom. Oh look, there's a small monster bone actually. There's no charging attack in Monsutā Hantā Freedom. I think they added this in Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2. Also known as Monsutā Hantā Pōtaburu 2, of course. It's very interesting for me because it's quite a controversial topic for myself. I've never heard anybody talk about this before. But in Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2, I don't like to use the greatsword anymore actually. Because, you know, like the charging attack, you normally do it via this attack. You like keep triangle press and they will charge. But here it's just an overhead swing. The thing with using the greatsword in Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2 is when you do the overhead swing, they will like hesitate for a second because it's like you're going to a charge attack, but you only do it for like a millisecond, you know? This can like throw your timing off if you're used to Monsutā Hantā Freedom 1's like overhead swing. So this is why I just pivoted to a different weapon in Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2. So I'm only like a Monsutā Hantā Freedom greatsword user. I've never used a greatsword outside of Monsutā Hantā Freedom, like Monsutā Hantā Freedom 1 or Monsutā Hantā Pōtaburu, really. I think maybe like I used one in Generations, but just like for fun. So in Monsutā Hantā, I don't know where the Velocidrome are actually. I think maybe they're in the nest. I know this map quite well still. Yeah, so in Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2, I think I just started maining the the longsword, I'm pretty sure. And then in Monsutā Hantā Freedom Unite, I mix it up a little, switch to the dual blades. Dual blades are very easy to use, I think. You just turn into like a blender of death, basically. It's as the name implies, it's two swords. Oh, I can't go that way, huh? Or maybe they're in here. So as the name implies, just two swords, and you basically turn into like a human meat grinder, and you like absolutely go ham on the enemy. This area is so weird because the camera here is so strange, but it's only like this in the early Monsutā Huntās. In the Monsutā Huntās where this map comes back, it's not like this, you know? So where would I like to go here? I think I just had here. Maybe I need to climb into the nest or something. That's surprising. Oh, there we go. Didn't realize they had a little cutscene here. So this is a Velocidrome. So like, maybe one of the most iconic, basic, small monsters in Monsutā Hantā. They're usually blue, they have like, they hunt in packs. They can be quite devastating when you're a new player. I remember getting torn apart by them, like when I chose the greatsword for the first time, because, you know, the greatsword is rather slow, and if you don't know what you're doing, you might find yourself in trouble rather quickly. Okay, let's just see whether I can dispatch of these reliably. Wisdom of the Chief updated, that just means basically that they added a new like tutorial prompt. Doesn't seem like they've noticed me yet. Let me use that opportunity to gather some blue mushrooms here. Blue mushrooms are quite important. You can combine them with, I think it's just called an herb in English. You can combine them with herbs to create potions, and potions are pretty good healing items. So we want some of them early on. Oh yeah, one of the guys noticed me. When he calls like that's how you know that he noticed you. Oh. Now here's a little camera trouble. Go on, my dude. So what I usually do running the greatsword is I sheath it if I need to move. Oh, that was horrible for me. Oh, still got him. And then I also like to roll after attacks. Well, the side swing is quite nice. It's pretty quick, I think, for how big this weapon is. And I think where you actually hit them, like with which part of the weapon actually matters. I think for the greatsword, you want to hit monsters with like the middle third of the weapon or something like that. Let's just let them come to me here. So you want to hit them with the middle third. Oh, good one, son. And that way it will do the most damage actually. Okay, got him. Yeah, so this is pretty basic monster hunting, right? Not everything is gonna be like this. Those are basically just like minion monsters. They just introduce you to them like this because they basically want you to learn the weapon. It's exactly what I'm doing right now. I can hear another one. Oh, there you are. So when they do this little call, that's the prime time to strike actually. There we go. Can I skip this? I don't think I can skip this in this Monsutā Hantā. So I think in later Monsutā Hantās you can like press start or something and it will skip this little victory animation. This might be important for bigger monsters because some big monsters you really can carve like 9 times. And you want to be there for when, you know, the monster falls, so you will be sent back in 1 minute usually after hunting a monster. So you want to carve them as quickly as possible, you know. Does this still belong to the other mushroom patch? Yeah, okay. It's like a pretty big patch here. After gathering quests, they will send you in like 30 minutes of time or something like that. I think after this episode I will remap my camera control to the other Xbox stick. Actually, that might be easy to use. I remember when you were using the PSP, there used to be this like weird claw grip. Because you would control the camera with the D-pad and move your character with the analog stick. And it only had one analog stick, right? So you would like somehow wedge your little like index finger over the D-pad and then like have this like claw going on. This is fond memories for me. Okay, let's take some rewards. Here's some small monster bones, some Velocidrome fangs, and some scales. So materials are pretty important. because this is how we make our armor and how we make and or improve our weapons. So they got a little gallery where you can watch all those cutscenes again. Would you like to save? Yes. I like to save after every mission or after every quest. You never know when things are gonna go wrong, especially that now that I'm emulating this. I've never emulated this before, actually. I'm quite surprised on how well it works with an Xbox controller. Okay, so now if we look here, do you have new weapons to create? You still only have these. I could make a bone blade. It's 675 centi, so you see it's like way cheaper than buying one. It requires 3 small monster bones, which we got already. If I want to improve the weapon. So the iron sword, if I want to improve it, I need iron ore, so I would need to do some mining. So the bone plate is nice because right now it's not worse than the iron sword. Like the sharpness is almost the same. You see this one, like the iron sword has a little bit more yellow sharpness. That means it will stay in the like normal sharpness range a little longer for more hits, but the bone blade has more attack. So this is like a very common thing, that bone weapons will be better in terms of raw attack power, and like iron or metal weapons in general will stay sharper for longer. Let's go with the bone blade for now. Like I will use both swords because you can upgrade them separately, and the bone blade will upgrade into a different blade. Now it's the bone blade plus actually. So we need more small monster bones. That should be easy to do. So this seems quite nice for a beginning thing. And then this one will take like a more organic route probably. Maybe like you add like some fire monster stuff and it will become like a fiery bone blade or something like that. And the iron one will stay like in this metal themed thing. Yeah, go to armor craft. What do I need for some Velocidrome stuff? We only got 1 Velocidrome hide, and we even need another 2 iron ores. Okay. I don't know if I want to take on my first big monster without any armor. But let me just ask around town here for a second. Greetings, I just happen to be a traveling purveyor of fine goods. Some insist on saying I'm a peddler. I'm stocking up on everyone's unwanted items. If you got anything you be wanting, speak up, I'll sell it to you cheap. Sometimes I acquire me some goods right cheap, so I sell them right cheap. Care to peruse my fine collection? So what this little like grandma with the big backpack is doing is she sells items that normal sellers are often not selling. So we got some herbs here. I will invest into like 10 of them. Is there anything else I would like? They got some fangs here. So here are worms and crickets. Those are bait used for fishing. And here this snake bee larva, I'm pretty sure it's... What is that actually for? Oh, it's also a fishing thing actually, okay. Golden fish just love this, okay. Then, yeah, you see like... Most of the bugs are used for fishing, but there are some like high grade bugs that can actually be used for armor, you know. Okay, wasn't there anything else that was important? Like... Who are you, Reggie man? I, as head of the Merchants Union in this village, have a request for you, young hunter. Recently, the union has prepared a field for farming. Would you be the caretaker of this field? I like how he says young hunter, and I like made like a scarred old man actually. It is commonly called the Kokoto farm. All the necessary items and labor have been prearranged. You are welcome to use the fruits of the land. If you purchase or sell goods in town, or make a donation to the union, we'll be able to work together to expand the farm. I think he handles the farm expansions. Yeah, renovate, okay. Yeah, so every time I spend money here, basically, I get a points, and I can spend those points to improve the farm. Don't even know whether the farm is still a thing in Monsutā Hantā World. I think you just have like a research station or something like that. Plant a tree. Fishing pier extended. Field ridge updated. So I think we can already go to the farm. Oh look, there's a pig. You can actually pet this. But you need to time it. Let me concentrate here. Oh, that was wrong. Do it again. The timing isn't as easy as it is nowadays, actually. That was still wrong. It was too early, I think. Like, the timing is really off. The music stops and then you need to wait for like 3 seconds or something. Yep, did it. So this piglet, there's something strange about this. Because you can pet this pig like before every quest. And some people say you should pet it to increase your item rewards. But I think that's not how it works. It's just like a superstition, basically. You know how old games are. There's like, it's like the Mew under the truck thing, right? So this guy is also just a merchant and he's always here. So, oh, he actually sells potions straight up. And those like Pierce S and Class S and stuff like that, those are all gunner ammunition. It says hot and cool drinks. Those are to, like, hot drinks keep you hot in cold climates, cool drinks keep you cool in hot climates. Farcaster. Oh, is the Farcaster not just called Teleporter in newer Monsantos? This will bring you back to base camp immediately. Book of combos. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. He sells like encyclopedias on the animals. It just gives you a little bit of lore and I think shows you how many you've hunted. So there's plenty of money to be spent here. Okay, let's quickly visit the farm. Just so I can show it off. The farm. So here, you can just harvest crops. I don't know whether you need to harvest them all individually. Nothing found, huh? Ah, I think maybe you need to sow something first, even though it looks like there's already something growing here. Yes, okay, so we give them to those feline handlers. What would you like to grow? I would like to grow herbs, actually. So this will supply us with like some healing. Right now we can't really plant anything else because we don't have a right and left field. We can fertilize though, I think. Yeah, because we got dung. Okay, so that's very fortunate. Would you like me to fertilize anything else? Nope, because we don't really have anything else. So what else do we got on the starter farm? The mushrooms will start growing here once I purchase that. Here... Okay, we don't need a pickaxe in our inventory to mine the ore here, that's good to know. Oh, we got 2 iron ore, that's nice. So now we could even upgrade the iron sword. I didn't think about that, there was already a mining spot here actually. This is a mining spot. And they will lend me a pickaxe for free. They're basically just explaining the functions here. But there's nothing here. I think there's also a fishing spot. I just want to show off that one real quick. There's also this bug hunting spot. Is it already here? Nope, okay. So this will be enabled later, I think. And I think honey will be instated here. And this is the fishing pier. Ah, okay, yeah, you can go fishing here. Okay, let me just show off how it works. It's pretty straightforward. They bite. I think that was too early. Didn't catch anything. They bite, and if they pull it under, you want to click. Let's see. And go on, boys. Bite that big red bobber, please. Am I just bad at this? Doesn't it need to stay under? Maybe I misremember. Oh yeah, it does not need to stay under, huh? Yeah, and so I think in new monsters they actually pull the bobber underwater and it stays there for like a second. So you can just do this until there are no fish left here, I believe. Yeah, okay, so they nip first and then when it goes big splash, then you have to pull. Okay, yeah, that just shows how much of this game I already forgot actually. So this is the farm, it's pretty barren for now. And of course the more you play it, the more it will expand. And you trust me, like, back in the day, you will play this game a lot, so no hurry. So something we need to do is I have to put some items into the box here. Let me just sort this first. Because if you don't do this, your your inventory will be full and you can't really gather new stuff. Let me also put the herbs in here right now. So this is something that's greatly updated in newer Monster Hunters, where you do not have to go back to your home to stash things. Let's take some herbs out here. So that's cool. Okay, with the newly acquired iron ore. Is there anything cool I can create? Sadly, we're still missing... What are we missing here? The Velocidrome hide or something? Yeah, okay. But I could go ham and improve the iron sword. Make that an iron sword plus. That would be 336. And my current one also has 336. I don't know whether I want to do that actually. Maybe for now it's just the best to save my iron ore. Let's try whether we can take down the big monster. Is there anything else I should be doing? Maybe I should like get some potions or something. I'll figure it out on the way. It's not that difficult. Okay, let's do the urgent quest here. The Formidable Velocidrome. So, a Velocidrome is basically the leader of the Velocidrome pack. It's also part of the reason why I just showed the Velocidrome off, in case you didn't know them. In case you weren't familiar. Because this is like their alpha, you know? And Monster Hunter is actually all about hunting big monsters, you know? The small ones are just like, okay, it's like a little bit of a side dish. Let me just pick up everything. Yeah, I always pick up the map. Like, you know, some expert players will not pick up the map and conserve some inventory space, but when I need the inventory space, I will just, like, throw it out, you know? And I always pick up the binoculars, actually. It's kind of a meme at this point. Okay, let's see. Oh, click the wrong button again. Classic. Okay, let's eat the rations first, so we have maximum stamina. And then let me just slot in the first aid mat, we might need it. If we can, we should kill some Velocidrome too, just so we get some of their scales and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I totally have to remap the controls soon, after this episode. I can feel myself instinctively going to the right analog stick of the Xbox 360 controller to turn the camera. Okay, you see, now they have Velocidrome here, Velocidrome here. We will know when the Velocidrome is here because it will make noise and it's pretty big. Okay, like, where are you, my boy? Oh, there you are. Okay, so let me slay this fool. Oh, wow, okay. That was a quick attack, son. Yeah, you see, it still needs some getting used to. Cleave him. Actually, what's super funny is, I don't know whether you can do this with any other weapon, but with the greatsword, when a Velocidrome jumps at you and it's in mid-air and you hit it, you can accidentally cut it in half and then you can't like carve materials from it anymore. It just vanishes. I've never seen that like anywhere else with any other weapon. Maybe it's a greatsword only thing. Oh dang, it's just slightly off there. Maybe the Velocidrome will even come towards us. Because they can travel between zones and stuff, you know. But there also might be a cutscene, so he might be locked into a zone right now. Okay, let me just... The camera adjustment is so annoying. Please, die! This is like a standoff here, there we go. So I would like to get their hides, so I can make some basic armor. That's a scale. Okay, let's see, where's the big boy? I think he might be in here. No, doesn't seem like it. nose getting a little stuffy here. Often when the Velocidrome notice you, they will jump back, which can also really throw you off actually. So, especially when you're a greatsword user, you will go in for like a big swing, right? And they just jump back, and then they attack you. Ideally, you want to catch them when they do this little like bark. Like when they call out and say, hey, there's an enemy basically, right? Oh yeah, it's something I haven't told you yet. You can actually block with the greatsword. Not every weapon can block. The hammer, for example, can't block. The hammer has just like an extra swing. Yeah, let me just get this one. Whoa. Got it. And the sword and shield has a shield, of course. The trade-off when you block with the greatsword is that you will lose sharpness, actually. But it's still, like, I find myself using the block here and then. Now, you might notice that this guy looks different. Is this the leader? No, it's actually just an albino, like a white Velocidrome. It's funny because in Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2, these are not really a thing anymore. I mean, they still exist, like their models still exist. Look at them, just looking at me like this. Awkward silence. Their models still exist, but they have been kind of rebranded. From like Monsutā Hantā Freedom 2 onwards, they became the ice variant of the Velocidrome. So they've been renamed into Dia Prey or Jaya Prey or something like that. Just a little bit of a tidbit there. So our big guy might be in here. There he is. Okay, I'm gonna shut up for a second. I also need to clear my nose. You can see he has this prominent crest, or it has this prominent crest, and also like bigger claws basically. Pretty sure, yeah, we'll also call for help and call in some Velocidrome to help him out. Horrible camera right there. So you might be swarmed like really easily, you know? So it's easy to get overwhelmed by those guys. This is kind of their thing. It's like, oh, they are early game enemies, right? Yeah, but like, if you have many early game enemies, you might find yourself in quite a pickle here. So I'm not doing a very good job dodging here. He's thankfully holding back. My weapon power is decreased. Yeah, you see, like when he hits you, he hits hard. I'm not wearing armor right now, so that's a problem. And they can stagger you quite easily. So if you run during a big monster quest, your hunter will basically do this terrified run. And also you don't really want to run out of stamina while hunting monsters. Now I need to heal up here for a second. It's always a good idea to basically hunt the monsters in every area when you're facing a big monster. Oh god, this is so horrible, man. Please. The hitboxes are sometimes a little weird, like it might seem like I'm hitting them here, like with the tip of the blade, but the hitbox disagrees. Oh wow, okay, yeah, you have quite the range. Okay, please, just perish. I love going for the overhead swing first and then just finishing it off like that. I clicked the button to heal here, but nothing happened. That was a little awkward. Excuse me? I might just step away and heal up. Please don't jump on me. Thank you, thank you. So the Velocidrome might just come to this area, which might make it easier for us, honestly. So our sharpness has decreased too. You can see it in the upper left corner next to the compass. It's kind of like a jagged blade now, right? That means, oh, press the wrong button again. That means we will do less damage actually. And we will bounce off monsters more easily. Yeah, our sharpness is at maximum. Let's just try and dive in again. Okay, there he is. Okay, good, nice flinch. So hunts will usually take a while, right? Like, it's not uncommon for hunts to take like, when you're facing a monster for the first time, like half an hour or something like that. Like, it can be quite vicious actually. Even this one, like, it's not a hard enemy or something. Like, it's not a hard fight actually, but just finding an opportunity to heal up and stuff like that with so many enemies around. Yeah, you can get outnumbered so quickly here. And they jump and stuff like that, you know, like you really have to watch your surroundings in this fight basically. I remember fighting this guy for the first time. Like, they slaughtered me basically. It wasn't a spectacle, it was just horrifying basically. What an experience. And they jump, you know, they can cover ground rather easily. The camera can get in the way sometimes. I mean, it is an old game. I think most games, like most of the older games, have camera problems to some extent. These bushes also clipping in your way. I'm just running away like a little bitch right now, but you have to do what you have to do to survive. So once we can get it down to a one-on-one, that will be nice. But you know, they just keep calling in new guys for the most part. So, like, it's a problem. I don't know what else to say. This fight, like, it can be over real quick. But it can also, like, take you a while. Just by the circumstance, basically. Oh yeah, you hit me with a big jump. Good job, my dude. Oh, that was very, very dangerous right there. Can I chuck one here? Oh no, I cannot. Run, my dude. Just run, please. Okay, this guy's just like so dumbfounded right now. This is a bird wyvern, by the way. Like, it's very apparent, like, that it kind of looks like a bird, right? But it's actually a classification. There are like bird wyverns, true wyverns. There are like, in the newer games, there are like primates. There are also like some insect type monsters, basically. Oh, you see, I just bounced off of the guy. Oh, there we go. I think he wants to run, actually. While I'm slaying here. Oh, the bite attack is also quite vicious because it doesn't push you back, it just does damage. Yeah, he ran away, actually. Okay, let's see whether I can loot this Velocidrome. The thing is, the bodies, you know, the guys also disappear when you don't loot them fast enough. So I'm already down in terms of medicine. We got some flash bombs. Still got some herbs. Herbs are not preferable for healing. You want real potions, actually. Flash bombs are interesting. Let me see whether I can get one off here. Where is the big dude? There he is. If you use a flash bomb, monsters will be confused for a while. It might have been a good idea by me to use my whetstone, actually. But they only will be confused when you actually hit the flash bomb in their line of sight, you know? So you have to watch out. You have to, like, throw it into their cone of vision, basically. Oh, another nice thing that I didn't mention yet, because it's not a given, is monsters will do damage to each other when they hit each other with attacks. So that's also pretty cool. It's not uncommon for monsters to kill each other sometimes. Of course they got like big HP pools and stuff like that, but you know, like, sometimes it only takes one hit. Let me just throw another flash bomb here. A little bit of resin. Okay, resin is just an insider. Resin basically means it's like a Dark Souls thing, you know, it's like a little bit of a cheat. Okay, nice. That Velocidrome is gone. Oh no. Oh no. I just wanted to use my opportunity to sharpen here. Can you stare at me for a second, please? Okay, he seems to be intent on fighting. Maybe if he runs away or something like that, I can pull off a quick mini whetstone. Oh, so if you run and you press the evasion key, your character will do this like dive jump. It's sometimes useful because some monsters like will shoot fireballs and stuff like that at you. So you want to get out of here as quickly as possible, basically. Okay, he's running back to that zone. That has its positives and its negatives. So you might not find that I'm a veteran at this game by just how poorly I'm performing here. I'm partially blaming the camera, to be honest. Okay, let's get him while he's barking. Yeah, the Velocidrome will come in again. Because, like, that little bark, it will summon them, actually. Oh, there we go. I did it. So the nice thing is, you will not take damage after winning the quest, basically. So you don't have to worry about dying after killing a monster. You only have to worry about, like, being able to loot them when the screen is swarmed, basically. How often can you loot this guy? Is it 2 times or 3 times? It's 2 times, okay. So that hunt wasn't very hard. The biggest enemy during this hunt was basically the camera, as far as I'm concerned. And like, yeah, being swarmed is of course not very nice, especially early on. I'm not wearing armor. I think if you are a beginner, you want to prioritize armor as quickly as possible, basically. I'm sure, like, when I did that quest the very first time, I actually had armor. So no worries there. I also remember just farming that guy for fun with my younger brother. Because this game has multiplayer, right? You can play, like, 4 people can play at once. And he was a gunner, so I would just go in with my big blade and tell him to stand back, and, like, it was a blast, man. Okay, got a Screamer, got some Velocidrome Fangs, Velocidrome Scale and Velocidrome Hide. Not horrible. The hide will be greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you. So, we're getting, like, some points here. The guild points, I think they're just, like, for your guild card. It's basically just your score. So Monster Hunter will also track the lengths of monster you've slain, and there's, like, records, and you can say, like, oh, this is the smallest monster I've slain, and this is the biggest monster I've slain, and stuff like that. It's always quite fun comparing this with your friends. And of course, if you hunt a monster together, like, it will be entered on both of your guild cards, basically. Okay, let's just see. This will have unlocked new quests, I'm pretty sure. Hello, old man. Yes, so this has unlocked the level 2 quests. The Great Jungle Kutku. I've heard some people call it Katku before. I always say Kutku. So that's 1 wyvern. Slay the Velocidrome. So more Velocidrome slaying. 10 white Velocidrome, okay. Get some livers. So this one is the one we just did, basically. Trouble Arena, you have to slay some felines, actually. Trouble in the Forest, slay 10 Bullfango, or Bullfango. Bullfango are, like, big bad boars, basically. Slay 30 Vespoids. Vespoids, they're, like, you know, wasps, actually. Deliver 1 Sootstone ore. Okay, yeah, we got our work cut out for us here. Let's just see. I think I wanted to make the Velocidrome Tacit. This one, actually. What does this require? 2 iron ore, Velocidrome Hide, which we got just enough of, okay. And Velocidrome Scale. Let's just see whether they got some new weapons to make first. Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's craft some armor for a change. I made a little plan. Of course I didn't write it down. I got it, like, saved in a text document. But, like, I have a beginner's armor, or like 2 or 3 beginner's armor sets I'm aiming for. I will explain in a second. Let's make this one the Tacit. You see, there's, like, defense, and there's, like, elemental defenses. There's the fire, water, thunder, and dragon resist elements. Oh, I wasn't even aware. I think ice isn't even a thing in this yet. They introduced the Monster Hunter 2 then. Let's equip it here. Nice. So, I'm going for the Tacit first. I don't really remember what the other things were. I know I want some chain stuff and stuff like that. But something is important here. Let me see what I can show that off. Where would that be? I think in equipment details. And then I scroll to the right here. This is a bad example. Here it says skill tree and skill points. This one says torso ink. That means torso increase. which means it doubles the skill points on our torso. I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say the armor system in Monster Hunter World is different. So how this here works is, for example, you look at this chainmail and it says gathering +2, strength +5 and defense +4, right? It sounds great, right? Gathering +2, strength +5, defense +4, what will this do? It actually won't do anything until you reach like at least 10 points in most abilities. So you want like another equipment that, for example, gives you another 5 strength, and then it will unlock an ability that will then increase your strength. So like those are not stat increases, those are like ability point pool increases. It's a little bit of a strange system. Yes, for example, you see here strength +5, right, on this torso, and then you can see if I were to wear this chainmail, I would get the skill health +10. You can see it here because my torso doubles the +5 strength, so I would be at +10 strength, and +10 strength will give you a health increase by 10 points, basically. So that's that. Yeah, that's just something I want to show up real quick. What will we do next? Let me just deposit some stuff first. Enter the house. Open the item box. Put in some items. Yeah, like the Velocidrome claw I don't need right now. Screamers I'm gonna keep on myself. Oh, we got to keep the flash bombs. That's nice. The barrel bombs. So the flash bombs, those are those flash bangs I just threw, right? The barrel bombs are straight up like barrels that are filled with gunpowder. You can place them down and use them against monsters. This might be useful actually. Let me just sort the stuff here. There we go. Why am I keeping the screamer in my inventory? There is something I want to do. Let me talk to... Where's the traveling merchant actually? There he is. I guess it's not the traveling merchant, but like the walking merchant. Do you have gunpowder or something like that? Doesn't look like it. Excuse me? So, do you have gunpowder or something like that? You have gunpowder. It's pretty expensive, man. You're also selling small monster bones. That might be interesting, actually. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. Oh, I forgot she even sells like some of the pretty rare monster ingredients at this point, or monster parts. Raytheon and Rathalos scale. Those are basically for the monster you're gonna see in the thumbnail. If everything works out the way I want it to. Let's buy some gunpowder. And I want to show something off here. So in this game there's also kind of crafting. You go to combine. And you cannot combine certain items with each other. For example, if I combine the herb, I can't really combine it with anything else. Gives me a little arrow sound here, a very quiet one. But the screamer can be combined with the gunpowder. It says we don't know what it is, and there's also a success rate, and so not everything will turn out a success, I guess. In this case, I made a sonic bomb, so this works much like the flash bomb, but it emits a powerful high-frequency sound when it detonates. So some monsters are kind of like they are sensitive to sound, so this will like stun them or like give us some other benefit, and we will need those for the next quest actually. Now let me just first quickly go here and mine, get some ores. Yeah, like some good early ores are nice. I was quite surprised when you get 2 iron ores from this. Yeah, these stones aren't like really worth that much. There's nothing else here. This is one of the things I really like in the newer Monster Hunters, that they don't let you invest your time just for the text box to pop up that there's nothing else here basically. Let's receive some items here. More herbs, very nice. Fire herb, dragon seed. So there's a lot of stuff that is just specifically for crafting. You can craft like potions. Oops, I pressed triangle again here. You can craft potions, you can craft ammunition. You can craft even like, there's like a certain charm you can craft, or that can like increase your like attack power. Okay, let me just quickly throw this in here. I don't have dung on me right now. There's some in the box, but I don't really think it's worth going back for that. Like, you don't have any fertilizer on you? Yeah, let's just embark. Would like to get one other quest done at least. I've done a lot of explaining today. I apologize for that. But if I can, or something else. If I go to weapon craft and I improve my weapon and go to my little bone blade, this one required 3 small monster bones, right? So now we're actually very fortunate because the lady here is selling them. So her inventory actually rotates. So she's not selling the same thing every day. Let me buy 3 of them here. Still leave us with like 800 zenny. We're pretty poor in the beginning of the game. Okay, let's improve our bone blade a little further. To bone blade plus. Oh, we need some money. Something I could do is I could sell the weapons I'm not using. Now, listen, usually I'm not doing this, but in this case I might do this. Let me just enter the house here real quick. We got some garbage in our inventory anyway. Let's put the fire orb and stuff like that in here. Is there anything else I would like to sell? I mean, I could sell the binoculars. Can you still sell from the box? You can sell from the box. Okay, that's nice. I mean, the binoculars are only like 5 zenny, but like if you sell 200 of them, I guess it's 1000 zenny. Blue mushrooms, dragon seed, Velocidrome claw, Velociprey fang. We can sell some fish here. We're gonna get some more of those anyway. It's not an issue. We could sell the disc stones. I would like to not sell the iron ore actually. Is there anything else that gives good money? The dragon seed actually. Sell the disc stones. How much did we need? I think we need like another 100 or something. I can sell the white Velociprey scales for now, I think. So, another thing that's very funny is you can trade with other people, but you can only trade, if you look at my inventory, you can only trade things that have a certain rarity. For example, you see this herb is rarity 1, and the other items are rarity 2, and you can only trade things up to rarity 3, and rarity 4 you can't trade with other players. I think it's just to prevent like skipping or stuff like that. And what we would do sometimes though is we would trade with other people in the gathering hall that's behind the elder there, and we would just trade them what we call like care packages. We would trade them a lot of like low rarity items, and then we would quit out without saving, and then they could sell it to make a quick buck. It's just something like, it's very old school. Oh, you see this, we can make the bone blade plus now. That has nice sharpness actually, like don't need to sharpen our weapon every single time like that. So now if you want to improve it, now it actually splits. So there's a weapon 3, I think I mentioned that already. We would need some Piscine jaws for the Agito, or we would need a Velocidrome claw and 10 small monster bones for the vile serpent blade. It's quite a cool name actually. There's 528, it has green sharpness, that means it's even sharper. Goes through more like monster parts and stuff like that. The Agito only has 480, sharpness is actually worse. The Vile Serpent Blade might be nice to do. I might just hunt some Velocidromes off screen. And just show off like the interesting quests. Something I know we need to do is actually the Liver of Legend. So I think this is a quest I can do before we end this episode. Can I help with anything else? No. Oh well, I think we actually don't have the required money to take on the quest. Okay then, for now I'm gonna say thank you very much for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick, I don't even want to say episode, it's more like a quick explanation about Monsutā Hantā. And we'll be right back Don't worry, the other series are not discontinued or anything, by the way. I'm just probably going to publish something on the weekend, so our normal schedule can pretty much resume, like nothing is really interrupted. So thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll be seeing you next time, and bye bye.